YouTube, Corn Cob Piper coming at you. It is Friday evening. Hope everybody's having a good start to their weekend. Smoking my 7LE 673 Lucite. The match is 860 Friday 7LE. Inside I have packed some Cornell and Dio Old Joe cramps. It is my last bowl. Maybe I have half a bowl left. And then it'll be time to move on to something else. For today's video, I'm going to do something a little different. And this is going out to all my bearded brethren out there in the YTPC. I make my own beard balm and oil, which I also sell on eBay, because in order to make it, I got to order somewhat larger quantities of the ingredients, and I don't really put it on eBay to turn really any kind of a profit. Maybe a little bit more, so just to get a couple tins of the balm and a couple jars of the oil for myself for free, and then recoup the cost of my ingredients. So I thought this evening that I would go ahead and share with you how I make both of them. Any of you that want, take out a pen and a piece of paper. Feel free to write down all the ingredients, how I do it, and make some yourself. For those of you that are interested in the balm, they do not want to go through making it yourself, because like I said, you'll end up with the extras. I'm going to go ahead and offer some to you fellows out there on the YTPC. And I'm going to give you a YTPC discount. So for an ounce of my balm and an ounce of my oil, I sell them on eBay for $10 a piece, or buy both for $18. So you get a discount if you buy the set. For the YTPC, if anybody's interested, I'll go ahead and offer it to you guys for $8 a piece, or if you want to buy both for $15. So not a huge discount, but a significant one. And like I said, I'm not really in this to turn a profit. The price that I'm really selling it to you, it pretty much would be at cost, maybe slightly over, but somewhere around there. And also the other part of this video is I used to edit all my videos using YouTube Editor, which is now gone as a couple of days ago. So I've downloaded a new video editing software that I want to try out, and I figured this would be a good way to do that, because I'm going to have to put a lot of cuts in and everything in this video just to try to figure things out. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera here, move you guys to the kitchen, and we'll show you how we do this. Just so you know, anybody that's interested in purchasing any of this, I'll go ahead and leave my email down below if you're interested in picking some up, or just send me a PM through YouTube. Not really worried if none of you guys are interested in buying my balm and my oil, because like I said, I'll just go ahead, put it on eBay and sell it that way like I normally do. Be right back, guys. Alright, so I am back here, and the first thing you're going to want to start with is basically sterilizing your equipment, which I've already done. I got a couple 16-ounce measuring cups here, Pyrex, a little, I think this is 5-ounce measure. Yeah, 5-ounce measure here, again, Pyrex. Your containers for the balm, which you can pick these up on eBay or Amazon. They're the 1-ounce size, and then also the 1-ounce size glass bottles, also with the dropper. And I think I picked up the tins on eBay and the bottles on Amazon, because I found the best price, vice versa. So I actually got to pause again because I forgot a couple pieces of equipment, so I will be right back again. Okay, so I am back again. I got everything I need, I think, now. There's a couple ways, and the first thing you're going to want to start is the balm. There's a couple ways to do this. This is just a standard candle warmer, which I prefer. You could also take the measuring cup and submerge this in a pot of simmering water and melt your solids that way. I find it easier just to use the candle warmer, but it may end up taking a little while longer. Not really sure, but it's just less messy, and that's why I prefer it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this candle warmer heating up, and I'm also going to take the Pyrex 2-cup measure, and I'm going to warm this in the microwave just to get it started for maybe, let's say, 1 minute is all. During that 1 minute, I'm going to go ahead and mix up my essential oils. Now you can mix up any recipe you want. This is a recipe that I found that I quite enjoy. It's got a very pine forest kind of scent, very woodsy and outdoorsy. So it is, if I can get this open, I'm trying to pull off the plastic stopper in here just so I can dump it. And I end up mixing all of my essential oils into this. It's like an oil dropper thing, just because it's easier to pour when it comes time to add it to the balm and the oil. So 2 parts of Virginia cedarwood, so that's 10 mils. And then also, go ahead and grab this Pyrex cup out. It's been in there for a minute. It feels pretty warm. I'm going to go ahead and get that right on there. Then we got, and I find it easier if you pop these plastic droppers off. You can just dump it in there. Probably should have got this that part done before I started the video, but oh well. So 2 parts of balsam fir. So there goes 10 mils of that. 1 part of Texas cedarwood. So this is going to be, and these ones are a little tougher to get off. 5 mils of Texas cedarwood. Always wear gloves, guys, also when you're handling essential oils, because if you get that on your skin, it could cause chemical burn, because some of it's pretty strong stuff. And we are going to do 1 part or 5 mils of patchouli oil. Now by itself, I am not a big fan of patchouli oil. However, mixed up in this concoction, it adds that certain muskiness, I guess, that I'm looking for in the scent. So 5 mils of patchouli, or 1 part. Got 2 more here. Another 1 part of fir needle, which is different than the balsam fir. The balsam fir has some wood notes into it. This is basically just a pine needle smell. Not like pine sol, but kind of similar, I guess. Got that off. So 1 part of the fir needle. And the last part is going to be juniper berry. And that's going to be another 5 mils of that. There we go. Alright, so we have our essential oils mixed. I'm going to go ahead now and pull off these gloves. My hands are clean. Quickly wipe up the little bit that spilled here, and it's already smelling great in the kitchen. It's got a great scent to it. So for the balm, what we're going to do is we're going to start melting our solid ingredients. So here I have some African shea butter. We are going to be doing 2 ounces of this, or 4 packed tablespoons. That's going to go into here. This doesn't have to be completely exact, but you want to be pretty close. So there's one. And then two. And I've been wearing this balm myself for a couple years now. I know when I first started doing my channel, I had recently shaved my beard. I've been going since March with it now, and it's really getting to the point lengthwise where the oil, you need it to, you know, keep your beard healthy, and then the balm is there to keep it tame. With the addition of the beeswax into this, it helps keep all those, I guess, flyaways or whatever you want to call them, keeps them at bay. So last tablespoon of shea butter going in now. Once again, that is 2 ounces of shea butter. And I'm going to go ahead and pause there so I can clean my hands and the tablespoon here. Okay, YouTube, so we are back again. I got the shea butter melting there. Next, what we're going to take is some beeswax. By the way, every ingredient that I'm using in here is organic. You don't necessarily have to go that route, I suppose. I just choose to go the organic route when I'm putting stuff on my face. I just feel more comfortable that way. Now we are going to go in here with 6 ounces of beeswax. This is the white, but you can use the yellow as well. Your balm will just end up with a yellow hue to it. So here we go with the 6 ounces now of beeswax, and we're just going to let this all melt down. This is going to take probably a good half hour or so probably to completely melt. The volume will drop some as it melts. So we're going to go ahead, I guess, and move this off to the side now, and we'll start in on the oil. So for the oil, let me get my recipe book out here. It's going to be a blend of several different oils. The first off is going to be castor oil, which looks like this. You can find this mostly in the pharmacy aisle of like Walmart or your local grocery store, CVS, whatever. And it comes already naturally organic. We're going to go with 4 ounces of the castor oil. The reason I used to like to use castor oil, which is going to be the main oil in here, is it's pretty thick, and it seems to cling to the beard better. So into the 2-cup measure, we're going to go with 4 ounces of castor oil. Next ingredient is going to be organic olive oil, believe it or not. I picked this one up at Walmart. You can pick it up anywhere. We are going to go with 2.5 ounces of the olive oil. I'm trying to see if I can pour this on camera for you. I keep forgetting that I need to stay in the frame of the camera. So there we go, 2 ounces of organic extra virgin olive oil. Make sure you're using the extra virgin kind. Next up is going to be some argan oil. This is supposed to help promote hair growth. So we are going to do 1/2 ounce of this because this stuff is quite expensive, and 1/2 ounce is also the equivalent of 1 tablespoon. So that's what I'm dumping in here, is 1 tablespoon of the argan oil. Set that up to the side. Next up is going to be organic olive oil, or organic avocado oil. We are going to go with 1 ounce of this, which is 2 tablespoons. So 1 and 2. Next up, 1 ounce of apricot kernel oil. 1, 2 of those. Next up, 1 ounce of sweet almond oil. By the way, I have 12 of these bottles, so I'm mixing up a 12-ounce batch of this. You'll see all these ingredients add up to 12 ounces. So 1, 2 of those. And then 1 ounce of fractionated coconut oil. So 1 and 2 of those. And I'm missing one of my bottles here of oil, which I have to go grab, so I will once again be right back. Okay, so once again, the last little bit of oil that you're going to need to put in here, and the most important is some vitamin E oil. And the vitamin E oil, not only is it good for hair, but it is also acts as a preservative. It stops the oil from clouding up and also going bad. So this stuff, because of adding the addition of the vitamin E, will store for quite a long time. And we are just going to do it half an ounce of this, so 1 tablespoon, and that completes the oil part of the beard oil. So the last little bit is to add the essential oils. I'll go ahead and switch this up a little bit. Now sometimes I use 2 teaspoons of this, sometimes I use 3. It really just depends, and you're going to want to use your sniffer really to determine, you know, unfortunately there's some inconsistency between one batch of essential oils to the next. So some you may get are going to be stronger than others. So we're going to start with 2, give it a little mix, and we'll go ahead and smell it. And if we need to, we'll go ahead and add that 3rd teaspoon in. But normally I don't have to. Normally 2 is plenty enough. So there we go with the 2 teaspoons of essential oil. Go ahead and set this on a napkin so it doesn't get on the counter. Already smells great. Go ahead and just give this a nice little mix to incorporate all those oils as well as the essential oils that's in there. And yep, so 2 teaspoons it is. Now you can make your own concoction of essential oils. You don't have to go with my recipe, but you want to stick with, you know, at least probably the total amount of 2 to 3 teaspoons per a 12-ounce batch of this. It looks like, checking here. Let's see if it's listed in ounces. We are just shy of 12 ounces, which we should be, because we only added 2 teaspoons of the essential oil instead of 3. So the reason that I did 2.5 of the olive oil was because 3 teaspoons equal a tablespoon. So we're going to go ahead and add the additional teaspoon of the olive oil in now to bring that up to a full 12 ounces. Then I'm only going to show you filling 1 of these glass droppers with the oil. I always make sure that I put a towel underneath. Even though I use a funnel, I always manage to spill some at some point. So there we go. We're just going to go ahead and add a little funnel in now. And we'll go ahead and pour the 1 ounce of oil into there. So there we go. We got the first bottle completed of, I overfilled this a little bit, so we're going to have to clean it up now. Once again, hence the towel. first bottle of, I call this actually, I call this Florida Cracker beard balm, named for my father-in-law, who is a Florida native. And back in the day, believe it or not, I'm going to go ahead and remove just a little bit of that. Believe it or not, Florida produces more beef cattle than the state of Texas. And back in the day, the Florida cowboys got the nickname Crackers because they were always cracking their whips at the cattle as they were herding them throughout the state. So a lot of native Florida people refer to themselves as Florida Cracker, my father-in-law included, and I went ahead and named this balm for him. So there we go, one bottle jarred up of the oil. Like I said, I'm not going to bore you with filling the rest. However, looks like our beeswax and shea butter is melted now. I took a break. I actually was out of the vitamin E oil, and we had to run up to the store and get some. So this has had time to melt. So the remaining ingredients for this beard balm, we got 6 ounces. Once again, 6 ounces of beeswax, 2 ounces of shea butter. We are going to go with 1 ounce of castor oil. So 2 tablespoons. 1. Leave this on the heater as you're pouring this in, because you're going to see it's going to solidify the beeswax a little bit. And there we go with 2. Next up is going to be, the rest are going to be half ounces. So half ounce of olive oil, or 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon or half an ounce of avocado oil, next up is going to be the apricot kernel, half ounce, the sweet almond oil, the fractionated coconut oil, and then once again with the vitamin E oil. I don't add any of the argan to this. I don't think it's really beneficial in the balm, but you do got to make sure you add the vitamin E, once again, to help preserve the balm itself. So that's solidified a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera again, let this sit for another 10 minutes or so, just till it basically liquefies again. And in the meantime, I'll fill the rest of my 1 ounce bottles of beard oil. Okay, so we are back. I have all 12 of my 1 ounce bottles of the oil filled up, ready to go. Next, we're going to move on to finishing the balm. So we're going to go in now with, let me move this back over more in the camera view. We're going to go with the 2 teaspoons of the essential oil. There we go. Go ahead and give this a little mix here. You will, I probably shouldn't have done that with this because that beeswax will set quickly. You're going to want to get some paper towel or something to get that beeswax off of here before it sets up. I had a chopstick out ready to go to actually mix this with. We'll go ahead and finish the mixing with the chopstick. What you're going to need now is a piece of waxed paper, just for any wax that spills. We'll go ahead and fill 1 tin and unfill the rest. So what I do is I open these tins up, They can be kind of hard to open the first time around, plus my hands are a little bit slippery right now. I just washed them. Let's get a different one here. Alright, so there we go. We got one tin. Give it one last stir. You want to set that down on the heating block between each pour. And basically I just take very carefully fill that tin up to the top. Eye it from the side to make sure it's full. It's really kind of hard to see when these are full, so that one's done. I'm going to go ahead and finish filling the rest of these. In about a half hour, this will set up enough where it'll form a skin over the top. I'll be able to go ahead and put the lid on at that point. So we'll go ahead and stop again. I'll fill these, come back to you in around 30 minutes time and show you what they look like with that skin and when we put the tops on. So I got all of my tins filled now, and they are starting to set. And as a little added bonus, I'll show you how to make your own cologne as well. So I got 2 teaspoons left of the essential oil, which I'm going to go ahead and add now into this little $1 spritzer bottle that I picked up from Walmart. It holds 2 ounces, so you put the 2 teaspoons of essential oil in there. This is just some cheap 100 proof vodka that I picked up at my local ABC. Top it off with the vodka. Put the top on. Shake it pretty vigorously. I'll put this in the bathroom, and then every time I go into the bathroom, I'm going to shake this just like this for about 30 seconds, and I'm going to do that for around a week. After a week, the essential oils will emulsify with the ethanol that's in the vodka, and you'll have yourself a cologne to match the beard balm and oil. So let's go ahead and let these balms set up so I can show you what it looks like. Actually, this one I can show you here. That one has it's set up and it's got that thin layer of skin on the top. That's what you're looking for basically to cap it up. These will probably be ready in like 3 or 4 hours from now, totally set up. Better off probably just to let it sit overnight there. Let me adjust this a little better here, sorry guys. So I hope you found this video, you know, informative or fun or whatever, and if you want to give your hand at trying to make your own beard balm, I believe this is a very good recipe. I stand by it. I use this stuff every day, and it works great, and I love the smell. And if you're not interested in making it yourself, but you're interested in trying some of my beard balm and oil, once again, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys that YTPC discount. $8 a piece for the oil or the balm, or if you want to buy them as a set, both of them, you'll get that for $15. I'll go ahead and post my email in the box down below. Feel free to email me or shoot me a PM if you guys, like I said, aren't interested in purchasing it. I'll just, as always, go ahead and list this on eBay and get rid of the excess that way. So thanks for watching YouTube, and as always, keep on piping.